the other exciting thing, I know I've mentioned, early on in our conversation that like the consumer's not ready. The consumer doesn't, isn't, listening or not necessarily like engaged in the regenerative conversation. Um, but we do still want to have that conversation. We've historically not really been great at it, to be honest. Like what we have going for us is we've been talking about this loosely, like our farmer connections and
Yeah.
sharing those stories. I don't think it would come as a surprise if we started talking about, our supply, our farmer partners, or shining the spotlight on them,
Mhm.
because you know, if you've been with us or following the Seven Sundays journey, you've heard us talk about these things in the past. I think we have the opportunity to talk more about some of the stuff that we're doing. So we are um, we are hoping to kind of uh, create a rallying cry, almost, you know, bringing the consumer into the things that we're talking about and doing within our supply chain.
Mhm.
And so, if you're open to me, kind of testing a little bit here
Please,
live with how we're
please.
thinking about this consumer education
Yeah.
and bringing the consumer journey along, because to me, like, this is a key unlock, like the infrastructure piece, some of these other challenges, and some of your other guests on the podcast have said the same thing. And ultimately the consumer is going to drive this movement. If it is going to have legs over the long term, it's got
Mhm.
to come. There's got to be more and more pull from the consumer side. So we can't stop trying to meet them
Yeah.
where they're at. We just, I think, need to say it. We need to say things in a more engaging way. So we,
It's just
you
that
know,
simple
and
sometimes.
and meet people where they're at. And
Mhm.
again, like we historically haven't been great at this, but we're shifting the conversation to this year we're going further afield. And afield essentially for us means like off the beaten path. Like
Mhm.
we are um, we are going to try our best to bring the consumer out as if they were kind of taking this journey with us, getting out with our farming partners who are doing really awesome things this growing season, um, and kind of let them see what's happening. Share really engaging stories about like the oat mafia, for instance. Like,
Mhm.
why is there this pent up demand for like to grow oats in the Midwest? Who are these people? And kind of starting to share some of those stories.
Mhm.
Afield is also an acronym for always farm, innovate, educate, and lead differently. So that's kind of
Mm.
like our internal language for our mission, but our
Yeah.
external kind of rallying cry
Yeah.
to the consumer as we sort of bring them in is going to be like, let's go, come afield with us, like come
Mhm.
off the beaten path. And there's these really great examples that we already have that open we're going to open the door and let you in and
Mhm.
share those stories in where they live and how, exactly, how we reach the consumer. It's up in the air. That's sort of where our marketing team is kind of trying to
Yeah.
figure out how best to leverage this content and get it
Mhm.
out into the world.